Hello and welcome to my Achievement Diary Ultimate Iron Man, where we have the ultimate goal of the Achievement Diary Cape. The rules for this account are as follows: no banking and no trading, standard rules for all Ultimate Iron Man. Each diary difficulty must be completed before progressing on to the next, which means all easy tasks must be completed before progressing on to medium tasks, and all medium tasks must be done before hard, and so on and so forth. Regions must be completed in a certain order, which has been chosen a way to limit the amount of exception. Whilst completing tasks in a region, I will be region locked, which basically means I need to complete all tasks in a region before progressing on to the next. Sadly, in order to complete this goal, a few exceptions have to be made, which are as follows. Regions can be left when absolutely necessary, for example a required quest like Room Mystery. Items can be kept between regions. Future exceptions can be made for tasks that are impossible to complete or extremely impractical, for example getting 47 farming in Mauritania via raking. On screen is the easy diary order I'll be following, which has been chosen to limit the amount of exceptions. The first task is very simple, and is to learn my account's age from hands in Lumbridge. The second task is also very simple, and is to pickpocket a man or woman in Lumbridge. Dropping and burning oak logs in Lumbridge is task 3, and requires an axe and tinderbox. For the axe we take one from the chicken farm, and we purchase the tinderbox from the Lumbridge general store. We then proceed to get 15 woodcutting and fire making through cutting and burning logs, before moving on to the oak tree to cut and burn some oak logs. Task 4 is to bake some bread on the Lumbridge Castle kitchen range, which requires the quest Cook's Assistant. For Cook's Assistant we need to collect a bucket of milk, egg and pot of flour and then give them to the cook in Lumbridge Castle. To complete Cook's Assistant we first buy a bucket from the general store and then milk the dairy cow in the Lumbridge cow field for the bucket of milk. Second, we get the egg from the chicken coop opposite the cow field. Third, we get the pot of flour by picking some grain and using it in the mill. Finally, we then deliver all the ingredients to the cook to complete the quest. After completing the quest, we then bake some bread on the kitchen range by first creating bread dough, using a bowl of water with a pot of flour, and then using the dough on the Lumbridge range. Task 5 is to catch some anchovies in Al-Kharid, which requires 15 fishing. We pick up a small fishing net from next to the fishing tutor and then fish shrimp until level 15. Once reaching level 15, we make our way to Al-Kharid and fish some anchovies. Task 6 is to enter the H.A.M hideout, which we do by attempting to pick the trapdoor many times before eventually succeeding and climbing down the ladder. Task 7 is to kill a zombie in the Draynor sewers. As the zombie is level 13, we're going to raise our attack to 5, defense to 5, and strength to 10, so we stand a better chance of killing it. Here we go! Fuck. We failed at killing the zombie. But never mind, we'll raise our strength to 15, buy an iron scimitar, and claim the ultimate Iron Man armor before going for attempt 2. Woo! Finally, we killed it. Task 8 is to have Sedridor teleport you to the Rune Essence Mine, which requires the quest Rune Mysteries to be completed. This is where we'll be using our first exception to travel to Varrock as part of the quest. The quest Rune Mysteries requires a lot of chatting between two people: the head wizard, Sedridor, in Wizard's Tower, and Aubrey, the rune seller in Varrock. After completing the quest, we simply click teleport on Sedridor to travel to the Rune Essence Mine and complete the task. Task 9 is to craft some water runes, which requires 5 rune crafting. This is an interesting task as normally to get to level 5, you would probably craft air runes just outside Falador. However, as this is outside Lumbridge and there is an alternative available, we must do the alternative. The alternative for getting 5 rune crafting is to craft water tiaras. Water tiaras require only 1 rune crafting to make and provide 30 XP each, which means we'll need to make 13 to achieve 5 rune crafting. To make the water tiaras, we'll need to combine a tiara and a water talisman on the water altar. To make the tiara, we'll need a silver bar, which requires 20 mining, smithing, a tiara mold, and 23 crafting. In order to achieve 20 mining, we'll be mining copper and tin at the Lumbridge Swamp mine. And to achieve 20 smithing, we'll be smelting bronze bars and smithing the best possible bronze item available on the Lumbridge anvil. All the items we smith will be sold to the Lumbridge general store. For the 23 crafting, we'll first complete Sheep Shearer for a few early crafting levels, by providing Fred the Farmer with 20 balls of wool. We'll then kill cows for cowhide and craft the best possible leather item available at each level until 23. We'll get the 13 water talismans by killing wizards at the Wizard's Tower, which has a 1 in 42 drop rate for the water talismans. And there we go, after 393 kills, we've now got 13 water talismans. After collecting all the water talismans, we are now going to mine and then smelt 13 silver ore on the Al-Kharid furnace to make 13 silver bars. After making the bars and purchasing a tiara mold from Dominic's crafting store, we then use the silver bars of the furnace to craft 13 tiaras. With the 13 tiaras made, we just need to use the water talismans on the water altar in order to make 13 water tiaras for 5 rune crafting. After reaching 5 rune crafting, we mine some rune essence and return to the water altar to craft our water runes. Task 10 is very simple and is just to mine some iron ore at the Al-Kharid mine. Task 11 is to complete a lap of the Draynor Village rooftop course, which requires 10 agility. To get to 10 agility, we'll be jumping over the stepping stone in the Lumbridge Swamp caves. Whilst in the caves, we'll need a light source, which we get by purchasing a candle from the candle seller for 1000 GP. In order to access the cave, we need to tie a rope to the entrance and climb down. Every successful jump over the stepping stone provides 3 XP, and every failure provides 1 XP. The XP required for level 10 is 1154. So many jumps over the stepping stones are required. After reaching level 10, we've now made our way to the Draynor Village rooftop to complete a lap and complete our task. Task 12 is the final task of the Lumbridge and Draynor Easy Diary, and it's to slay a cave bug in the Lumbridge Swamp caves, which requires 7 Slayer. To get up to 7 Slayer, we're going to complete the quest Portion of Interest, which should get us to level 9 Slayer. We start the quest by reading and confirming the quest at the notice board in Draynor Village. We then make an exception to speak to Sarah at the Falador farm about a bounty for investigating a monster. We find and investigate a damaged car at the Draynor Village crossroads, which leads us on a trail to a strange hole. We use our rope on the strange hole and climb down. Upon inspecting the skeleton, we're then entered into a cutscene. Once the cutscene finishes, we then speak to Spria about the Sowhog, which is the level 37 creature that knocked us out. She gives us a pair of reinforced goggles to protect us from its acid attack and tells us to kill the monster. As the monster is resistant to slash attacks, we pick up an iron dagger near the goblins in Lumbridge. Now we make our way back to kill the Sowhog. After killing the Sour Hog, we return to Sarah to claim the bounty, and then speak to Spria to complete the quest. With our 9th Slayer, we venture to the Lumbridge Swamp caves to kill the cave bug. And there we go. After slaying the cave bug, we have now completed all the Lumbridge and Draynor easy tasks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and if you want to follow this series, then please subscribe.